Morning everyone. Little old me this morning. How we diddling? Dan's off today, he's got a funeral to go to. So I am holding, I'm not really holding the fort, the business is mine. But we're struggling on, feel ill as shit, but that's okay. The box insert is getting glassier by the second, which is what we want, that nice shiny blue finish, bit of sanding, bit more painting to go on this. But first thing this morning, I've got a Range Rover, this little Badger from DAB FM problems. So the first thing we are doing, we have checked that this is not a twin battery model. Some of these have a second battery over there, so be careful that you do not have a twin battery model before you do this. We are grounding the live and the earth off of the battery together. This basically discharges the system. It's what we call kind of like a hard reset for the car, so if there's any issues and bugs, this usually sorts them out. So if you've got a Range Rover with this kind of problem, then this is what you'll end up with. We do the reset on here, the factory options to get to the hidden menu. So press and hold here, press and hold there, then enter the secret code into the diagnostic menu. We've run a test and it's basically saying that the aerial system is bad, which we know because the DAB is not working. And as you can see here, we've got these aerials that are in the windscreen which go up to little boxes on the roof. I am currently just dismantling the car, so the quarter panel is all out loose. I've got the top down, and as you can see here, Land Rover fame, I've had to get an easy out into this because the bolt that was into the side here completely snapped off. So I've been drilling and drilling and drilling carefully, making lots of little mess to get my easy out in. And finally, thanks to the joys of Snap-on, we are able to get this stupid little screw that they put absolutely way too much Loctite on out the vehicle. I don't know if I've got a spare one of these, but if not, I can go to Land Rover and just go and get one. But this panel wouldn't come off without getting out this bloody thing, and obviously I need this out to be able to drop the headliner safely by removing this this little piece, and then I can pull this out, drop my headliner down and get to my aerial amplifiers, which are up here in the roof, and do a check on those. That's what we need to do. The first one, I think the first one that way on the roof side is the DAB one, which we need to check out. It does say on there FM fault. It's not an FM fault, but it's just a generic aerial problem. So that's where I am today, playing with this and struggling on with my bad tooth, my cold, thanks Dan, and everything else. See you in a bit, bye. Right then everyone, I'm just about to pause for lunch and take some more tablets, but we are still computing with the range. It's a weird one this, it's an aerial issue, we know for sure. Now Land Rover don't identify it as on the self-diagnosis screen it says it's an FM problem, but the DAB is the signal that we're not getting. Although the FM does work, it's not brilliant. So I don't know whether the DAB amplifier runs through the FM. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to do a little bit of research, because every time I Google any information on this, actually I find my older video where I'm talking about the L322. But just to pull you in for some more information, because clearly my video was helpful last time for people, so I'll go through things again. So you've got various parts to this aerial, and we'll start up here. So blue one over there, that is for, let me just get this right, blue one, yellow, green, yes. So blue one is for the traffic announcements and TMC updates, right? That's the blue amplifier there. The grey one next to it is for FM and AM. The yellow one over there is for FM only. and the digital aerial is down here. Technically that black thing sits in front of this, so you can't really see that. It locates here on the right hand side, driver's side. So the silver one is inside, the black one is on the outside of it. So technically all you'd see is kind of the coverage here of the top and bottom of the antenna. But yes, that's the three main parts. Dark grey is the FM amplifier, yellowy greeny colour is the amp for the FM and AM, and the blue is the amp for the TMC, the traffic announcements. So that's the four bits, if you will, for your aerial, and they are one over there in the driver's side, two in the passenger side. Obviously they run onto the aerials, onto the windscreen, as you can see, and then the DAB, which is down here on the right hand side. So that's the sort of four main parts to the aerial system. This thing also does have a aerial in the roof there, and it has aerial in the spoiler here. So headliner wise, you've got the antenna, one up in here, just there in the middle. Let me grab my torch, let me see if I can show you that. So the shark fin is there, and then there's also stuff that runs up into the actual spoiler itself. Okay, and you've basically got to get to this by undoing the handle this side, the handle that side, the quarter trim, pop the side pieces out at the bottom, and then you can droop the headliner enough. Don't pull down on it too much because it will fold in the middle next to the B pillar and crease the headliner, but it gives you enough access to get to these four parts. So we have an issue with the DAB, although on the Range Rover system, let me just show you this if you don't know the secret menu. It's been covered countless times, but I'll show you anyway. So we just turn the ignition on. Let me turn that off. So we get the Range Rover menu come up. The beeping should stop in a moment. So we go to the main home menu that looks like this. And what you do, finger press in the middle for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then the left side, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you get this diag pin entry, and the code is 753. Press OK, and then you can get to this diagnosis menu here. So if I put self-test on, you get this little thing here going, and it will run through some codes, and you can see here we've got FM antenna fault. Now we know the FM is working because I can pick up radio reception through FM, but we have no digital radio. But I'm wondering whether the DAB runs through the FM amplifier and then it comes down to the unit in that fashion. I don't know, I'd have to check with Range Rover or Land Rover, but this is what we've basically got, is a rear proxy video input failure. I think that's the piece down here in the center console, and the FM antenna fault. We know the FM works. I don't have digital radio. So if I go audio and visual, if I go to normal FM, see we've got that working. If I go to digital and press settings, nope, hang on, back up. If I go to DAB search, if I go on Swindon, so I'm local, if I go on greatest hits, I get no reception on DAB2. So more fault finding to do, but that's either suggesting I have an aerial issue, the DAB module has failed, or it runs through that to the FM box, and then from the FM box to the radio, and then there's a problem there. So I've got a couple of more things to check. Most people seem to find that replacing that silver box there, the digital receiver, the FOMO Co there, that is the thing that fixes everything. I don't have a spare one to test, but I do have aerials and stuff that I can put into it and check. So we're going to give that a try and see what's what. All right, I hope that helps. A bit more information on a Land Rover, Range Rover. Cheers, bye. Right then, my dudes, we're done for today. There's not a lot I can do with this because we need another box. That thing down there in the corner, you see the metal box just behind the white disc? Yeah, that's the DAB adapter. I need a new one of those because I think this one's gone. I can't test it. There is no way of testing it, and Land Rover are pretty useless when it comes to help. They've basically, I don't think they've got the part number right, but they basically said for me to buy another one of those boxes from them is 700 quid. What? we're not doing that. We're going to get one off of eBay and see if it works. Still confused, and Land Rover couldn't tell me why the self-diagnosis says FM failure when we've got a DAB failure. FM works, DAB doesn't, but the self-diagnostic says that it is a FM module failure, not a DAB module failure. It's a Ford Motor Company part, and I don't know whether there's just a miscommunication in language that it can't understand what's what, but we're going to get the guy to get another one. I'm not putting the car back together because we've got to take it all apart again anyway. So for now, it's going to stay like is with the trim panels off. I had to drill out with the easy outs one of the bolts, and we'll get a replacement one of them. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Early the next morning.
Morning, everyone. So we have a 2014 Up. This is an aerial issue, this car. So it's all aerials at the minute. We did one yesterday as well. So I want to show you this quick hack for a menu check. So we've got our radio stations here. Turn the volume down so we don't get copyrighted. Press and hold the menu button for about 10 seconds. It'll beep and it'll take us to the software version. We press the right hand button there to move the menu across, and you can see here we're on DAB and our signal is poop. So now we know it's bad. What we can do is we remove this button here from the very center there. We're going to put our radio keys in. We're going to pull the radio out so we've got access to the back of it, and then we're going to add an aerial to the radio and test the signal again, and that should tell us whether the aerial signal increases on the radio. If it does, we know the aerial's bad. If it doesn't, we know the radio's bad. And then we should have some, just try not to turn that on while we're getting this out. And then we should have some idea of what we're going to do to fix this person's car. So we'll pop the radio out. We'll come back to you in a minute and let you know what we find.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Right then, everyone, let's just turn this down. So we've got the Up done. There we go, new shark fin up there. And what was a big fat zero in a big metal box of our unit, we now have half quality. This is a station that we tune, which is usually hard to get hold of, but we've got some signal, obviously on the measurement. If we go to the quality, it says it's good. So we know the aerial's working now, and the radio is now happy, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to run through this with a customer, and that's this one done. Dan is just finishing up with the dash camera on the Volvo front and back. Customer's own equipment, it's having a VIFO. Looks like a V40. Yeah, it is. How you getting on there, darling?
Not bad.
Nearly done. Floating dash on it. It's just connecting up the power to the fuse box. So we've got the front camera there, obviously rear camera in the back there, and he's just burying his head.
Yeah.
Loving life. See you in a bit.
But we're going to film now anyway.
We have done some. Did you film the Volvo?
No. Did you film the Volvo?
Who was working on it?
Both of us.
No. Who was working on it? You.
Did I film the Volvo?
I don't know. I filmed my car.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I know. Amazing. Anyway, that's it for a... is it Thursday today?
I have no idea.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday today. But that is it for today. Did a Volvo V40 for a own camera, so via VIFO, front and rear facing. Alex, I did take pictures, so insert picture here.
No.
Why?
I did film it because you were buried in the footwell.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you
I
go.
was videoing the back of your head.
Mint.
Something like that.
Something like that. And then what else did, aerial for a Volkswagen Up, changed the aerial on that. And then this afternoon we've been doing a little bit more on John's box. As you can see, it's changed colour, so it's got its first layer of black on there. And then, is it tomorrow you get the...
They've messaged me and gone, there's a problem with your delivery because your PayPal address is different to your delivery address.
Mint.
So I'm just like, send it wherever. Like,
Just send it to wherever it needs to be.
Doesn't matter. So that should be on its way now, so we can get cracking on that.
Cool. So we essentially need a little bit more of this Duratec stuff to be able to do the coat on the outside, and then we can paint the top diamondy pieces with the textured stuff, or however Alex wants to paint it, whether it's the smooth stuff with the textured stuff.
No, it'll be textured. All of it will be textured, other than the breakup of the blue in the top.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah, the box itself is black textured, but then this bit textured. Black textured, or black, just black?
No, black textured.
Black textured. There you go. So get that done tomorrow, and then go from there. Or Friday. No, tomorrow's Friday. Shit. And John's in on Saturday. God damn, we're running out of time.
We're always running out of time.
Look at this guy standing here in his battery
gloves.
Iron Man gloves over here, giving it, yeah? Warm hands. But that is it for Thursday. We will give you a shout back tomorrow, let you know what's going on, and we will see you all bright and early. Bye.